The Jeffrey Epstein case remains one of the most controversial and disturbing scandals in modern history. Years after his arrest and subsequent death, people around the world are still grappling with the sheer scale of the operation. How is one man able to build intimate relationships with billionaires, celebrities, politicians, royalty, and business leaders while allegedly operating a massive criminal network for decades? Every few months, new documents, court records, and witness testimonies surface online, reigniting public debate and raising haunting questions about what truly happened behind closed doors. This is not just a story about a single criminal. It is a story about the intersection of wealth, power, and the failure of global institutions. What makes the Epstein story so distinct from other high-profile criminal cases is the caliber of the names connected to him.
These little girls, they would then stalk them for the rest of their life and continue to verbally assault over the phone and just in person and anywhere that they could find them. They would follow these girls around for the rest of their life. Epstein's people continued to find her and would have tabs on her, calling her numbers to threaten her and continue to harass her for the rest of her life. She said that since the threats began, there have been 4 to 5 close calls where she was almost run off the road. Multiple cars, not just one, multiple.
From wealthy financiers and Hollywood executives to political figures and members of royal families, Epstein surrounded himself with some of the most influential people on Earth. Because of these deep-rooted connections, a significant portion of the public believes the full truth has never been revealed. There is a persistent sentiment that key information has been hidden, sealed, or intentionally ignored to protect those still in positions of power. The controversy reached a boiling point following Epstein's death in federal custody in August 2019. Official reports concluded that he died by suicide while awaiting trial, but millions of people refused to accept this explanation. The circumstances were undeniably unusual: malfunctioning cameras, sleeping guards, and missing footage created a vacuum of information that was quickly filled by suspicion. To this day, the phrase "Epstein didn't kill himself" has become a cultural shorthand for the belief that he was silenced before he could expose the influential individuals connected to his operations. Long before the scandal became global news, there were already warnings about Epstein and his closest associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. One of the first known victims to report them to authorities was artist Maria Farmer during the mid-1990s. According to her public interviews, she tried to warn law enforcement about the dangerous activities involving young girls years before Epstein was finally arrested. Farmer's concerns were largely ignored at the time, and she has spoken extensively about the intimidation and threats she allegedly faced after speaking out. Her story became symbolic of a larger, systemic issue. Victims felt abandoned while powerful predators remained protected. Ghislaine Maxwell eventually became a central figure in the legal fallout. Prosecutors described her as Epstein's right hand, accusing her of helping recruit, groom, and control the victims. During her high-profile trial, witnesses testified that Maxwell played an active role in building trust with young girls before introducing them to the abuse network. In 2022, she was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. However, many critics argue that justice was only partially served. They believe Epstein and Maxwell could not have operated a global enterprise for decades without the active cooperation or silent protection of a much larger support network. One of the most discussed names connected to the scandal is Prince Andrew of the British royal family. Virginia Giuffre, one of the most prominent survivors, publicly accused him of sexual abuse allegations he has consistently and strongly denied. It is crucial to clarify a common misconception. Virginia Giuffre is very much alive. She remains a powerful advocate for survivors and a key voice in the ongoing quest for accountability. Her courage to speak out led to a significant legal settlement with Prince Andrew in 2022 and inspired countless others to come forward. Her survival and persistence are central to the legacy of this case. Another major source of public fascination is Epstein's private island, Little St. James, often referred to as Epstein Island. The property became symbolic of the secrecy and alleged depravity of his network. Reports described a highly surveilled estate where wealthy guests were allegedly brought to engage in illegal activities. Similarly, his ranch in New Mexico, the Zorro Ranch, has been a focal point for investigators looking for hidden evidence or concealed records. These properties represent the physical manifestation of a shadow world, where the rules of ordinary society did not seem to apply. The release of the Epstein Files, thousands of pages of flight logs, emails, and court documents, has fueled years of online investigation. While legal experts warn that appearing in these logs does not automatically imply criminal guilt, the names found within them represent a who's who of the global elite. The public remains frustrated by the amount of redacted or blacked out information in these releases. Critics argue these redactions protect the powerful, while authorities claim they are necessary to protect victims and ongoing investigations. The scandal has also bled into broader discussions about Hollywood corruption and industry secrecy. Recently, viral comments from figures like comedian Katt Williams have resonated with audiences. While Williams spoke broadly about the entertainment industry's ability to silence or manipulate performers, many viewers connected his statements to the climate of distrust created by the Epstein revelations. This reflects a growing public skepticism toward elite power structures, where the line between celebrity culture and criminal influence feels increasingly blurred. Ultimately, the reason the Epstein story refuses to disappear is simple. The public feels they have not been told the full truth. As long as sealed records, hidden names, and unresolved questions remain, the search for answers will continue. The case stands as a permanent reminder of how wealth and status can create layers of protection that are nearly impossible to pierce. For the survivors, the focus remains on justice and the hope that such a network can never again operate with such impunity. As more documents are unsealed and more voices are heard, the world continues to watch, waiting for the final chapter of a scandal that changed our understanding of power forever.